This conference will now be recorded.
Yeah, well, here we be. Well, good morning, everybody, and welcome to the commissioner meeting for Lake Stevens Sewer District. It is a regularly scheduled meeting. Well, no, it isn't. It's a special meeting because we moved it up. I'm sorry. But it's still going to cover the same stuff. It is November 22nd, 2022. It is 9 a.m. The Board of Commissioners, Commissioner Koshi, Commissioner Wright, Commissioner Renton, which would be me if you've never seen me before, along with our general manager, assistant general manager, HR director, administrative assistants, and one of our contract per se kind of employees with G&O engineers. So, hey, we're a family here. We're also joined by everybody up on the wall this morning. Thank you for attending. I see that we've got legal there and we've got some of our employees. Not sure if I see anybody from the city. Nope, I do not. So they may not have remembered we were meeting this morning. But with that being said, let's go ahead and call to order by doing the pledge of allegiance.
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Okay. Well, thank you, everybody, again for joining us. As we move down, if you've got an electronic version, because you're joining us virtually, or you've got the paper copy in front of you, we're going to be down to number 3 on the agenda, which is the public forum. I will look to staff first, see if we received anything as we open that up. We received no correspondence through the district's front office. Look up on the virtual wall to see if it's going to either light up like a Christmas tree with people waving their hands or hitting the chat bar. Not seeing that occur. I'll look to the audience to see if anybody in the audience wants to address the Board of Commissioners for anything that may be on the agenda, or otherwise just you want to make a comment, concern, or complaint to us. It doesn't have to be on this agenda. So not seeing anybody jump out of the woodwork. I know it's really hard to want to talk to us sometimes, but with that being said, I'm just going to go ahead and close the public forum of that since we have nobody that's wanting to speak to the Board of Commissioners. We're moving down to item number 4. It is the agenda approval. I'll look to staff to see if there's any ads or this. Nothing's being taken up. I'll look to the Board of Commissioners. Anything that you would like to add to this fine agenda this morning? And they're both nodding their head side to side, saying no way. With that being said, I would look for a motion to approve the agenda that we have in front of us this morning.
I make a motion to approve the agenda.
I'll second. There's a first and a second on the floor for that. I do not probably need to have any further discussion, so I'll call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, it has moved. We have gone down to the consent agenda items. If it is something that you're following us, it is a portion of the agenda which covers A through J. These are issues, or not saying issues, but these are the things that the Board of Commissioners have previously reviewed in detail. And if you look at those, you'll see the minutes or meetings. And so with that being said, I would look to the Board of Commissioners if there's a motion on the floor to approve the consent items.
I make a motion to approve the consent items A through J.
Okay, there is a motion on the floor for that. I'll look for it here a second. With that being said, I'll go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
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 Okay, we are moving. Down to item 6, old business. Only one thing, that is I'm not even going to try it because I'll probably get it wrong. Something Hills DEA amendment, but I'm going to look to the assistant GM because generally he's the one that has those ready to go. So it is yours.
All right. So the Benji Hills DEA addenda is to allow 5 lots that are included in the DEA, but they front an existing sewer main to connect early. Generally, the district's policy would require that all the lots connect at the same time and we collect the GFCs at the same time. Our current model home policy only allows for 1 model home per land use action. So the addenda is essentially a variance from our current code and would allow the 5 lots that are adjoining an existing sewer main to connect early before the other 18 lots of the plat connect. The DEA addenda has been reviewed by legal, engineering, and staff and is recommended for approval.
Okay, thank you. Any questions, comments, concerns from the board? Okay, with that being said and nobody saying anything, let's look for a motion to approve this DEA. They'll all jump out at once.
Okay, I make the motion to approve the Vinci Hills DEA amendment for the 5 lots to connect early.
Okay, so there's a motion on the floor for that,
I'll second.
and it has been seconded. Any further discussion before I call for the vote? Hearing none, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Motion's carried. Thank you very much on that. We are now moving down to new business. This is item 7. If you are following us, there's only one item there. It's a resolution number 1038, revising the employee COLA and salary adjustments for the 2023 coming year. And with that being said, I'm going to look for the general manager.
All right, resolution 1038, as you stated, deals with the cost of living adjustment for 2023. Typically, the Board of Commissioners likes to match the non-represented employees to what the represented employees are going to be receiving. For reference, the CPIU Seattle Tacoma Bellevue June to June index was 10.1% for 2022. The request in this resolution is for a 2023 COLA of 7.5%, which would match what we have a tentative agreement with the union on.
Okay,
This resolution has been reviewed by legal and is recommended.
perfect. Okay, any other questions, comments, concerns by the commissioners?
No.
With none being heard or brought up, I would entertain a motion to approve resolution number 1038.
Make a motion to approve resolution number 1038 for revising the employee COLA and salary adjustments for 2023.
Okay, there's a motion on the floor for resolution number 1038,
I'll second.
and it has been seconded. So if you are just joining us, resolution number 1038 is a resolution of the Board of Sewer Commissioners for Lake City Sewer District, Snohomish County, Washington, revising the district's cost of living and salary adjustment methodology for the year 2023. So there is a motion and a second on the floor. I'll look to you if there's any final discussion on that.
No.
None from the rest of the board. I will go ahead and call for the vote. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye, it has passed. Thank you, everybody, for the work on that. We are clipping right along. We are in the manager's reports. So we're going to start first with the general manager.
All right. Caring by Sharing program has $145.62 in it. That's enough to help just one family for a month. Our total inorganic nitrogen through October was 79,000 pounds year to date, which is 62% of our limit. So we're doing very well with that this year. Our flow is 2.49 million gallons a day, and our senior wastewater treatment plant operator interviews will be on Monday.
That's exciting. Any questions, comments from the board? Okay, thank you very much. We'll look to the assistant to GM.
109 GFCs collected and 224 permits issued so far. Last week, staff completed mandatory training at the new lift station that'll serve Costco. Grateful to have that done, and we're getting close to accepting that lift station. So we'll be glad to have that done. And that's all I got.
I'm sure. I mean, that one's probably been a lot of work for a lot of folks with just trying to get that thing. So thank you so much for the work on that, everyone. I'll look up on the board to see if anybody here is representing the city for a city report. I do not see any city employee, so there is nobody there to give us a report. And I know that Councilmember Peter Shagan, who generally joins us in person, is out of town. So with that, there is not going to be a city report today because nobody's going to give it. So let's move on down to Commissioner's report. We'll start with Commissioner Wright.
The only thing I have is to thank Jonathan and the staff that's been working with you for the extra time you put into the Costco lift station. And I know it's been very stressful. Well, I mean, I don't know, but I have an idea that it's very stressful. So just much appreciation and happy Thanksgiving to everyone else.
Commissioner Oshie.
Hope everybody has a great holiday. That's all I got.
Well, that's a fancy shirt you got there. Wow, look at that. It's
We're proud.
Oh, perfect. And I just want to like reiterate everything. Thank you everybody for the hard work. You know, it's the holiday season. I mean, not just Thanksgiving, but we've got Christmas coming up and New Year's and everything else. So people are going to be in a whirlwind around here. But I want to thank everybody for the work this last year because it has been busy, even though we may not see the GFC connection, you know, the GFCs coming in, but it's still busy. And the Costco one, I do know in the context talking with a lot of people that you guys have been working on. So thank you on that. We are going to just have an executive session. We'll start with probably 15 minutes, but if you leave it to the electeds, it'll probably double that. But we will start there to begin with. This is going to be in regards to personnel and contracts. Of course, I don't have the RCW all set up as easily as should be. But that's why we look to Jordan up there, Ms. Stevens. She knows how to keep us out of any legal perils. So with that being said, I'll turn it over to her to give the actual RCW and everything that's in regards.
Sounds good. The Lake Stevens, sorry, you said 15 minutes. Is that right?
Yeah, well, 15. Well, let's just say that 9:25 or 9:26, somewhere in there.
Okay. Lake Stevens Sewer District Commission will now move into executive session for the purpose of contract negotiations related to a collective bargaining agreement. The executive session will conclude at 9:25. At the conclusion of the executive session, the commission will adjourn the board meeting with no related actions taken.
Perfect, thank you. Okay, well,
This conference will now be recorded.
okay, so the board has come back out into regular session, but we are going to extend it until, we're gonna say 9:45. So again, no decision to follow once we do come back out, other than we'll come back into regular session and then adjourn, so. Thank you.
This
Back in.
conference will now be recorded.
Okay, so as promised, it is 9:45 a.m. The Board of Commissioners are back in regular session with the decision to follow. At this point, I would look to the fellow commissioners if there is any last minute things before we entertain a motion to conclude this.
I'll make a
time.
motion, Ranger.
I second that.
It has been moved and seconded. All in favor?
Aye.
Aye.
Well, thank you, everybody, for the hard work.
Thank you.
Thank you,
Thank you, Jordan.
Thank you, Jordan. Have a
Thanks, you
wonderful
guys.
evening.
Thanks,
Yeah.
Dave.
And
You guys too.
we'll see you all at the next one.